10.5 mile fucking hike, guys. Like 10.5, or did I say 10.5 miles? 10.5 hours. 10.5 hour hike.
So who cares? Why not do your own thing and let them say what they want?
What is up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Whew, it is hot in here. After setting up, I regret turning my AC, or my heat, I guess, onto 75, which is what I need in the stream room because it's frigid in there. Holy crap, by the way, if you guys didn't know, it is like 40 degrees in Vegas right now. We have 0 seasons. We have 2 seasons. It is burning my skin off and freezing me out without any of the cool stuff that comes with the cold, like snow. So, yeah, I still got my doors and top off. That's been fun. I had to drive my mini pool that I put in the background of my Twitch stream in order to be able to wear a bikini on stream because they have the most ridiculous rules where if you have the vibe of a pool party, you can wear a bikini. And I was driving it in the back of the Jeep with no top, no doors, and it's just like flying around everywhere. And by the time I got it here, it was like half deflated. I don't know how that happened. There's no holes in it. I just re-blew it back up, but yeah. I was worried it was gonna fly out the back, so I like threw my big bag of like filming equipment on top of it, and that might have also contributed to the deflation. But anyway, today I wanted to talk about things I've done recently and my last weekend that I'm super, super proud of myself for. I think at some point when I have a little extra money, I'm gonna get tested for like some kind of like autism. I don't know if you guys watch Brittany Simon, but I got the link from her for people who specialize in female autism, and I think I might actually check it out. Also, all you have to do, there's like a bunch of stuff you have to do for the test, but all you have to do to give them in return basically is like a donation to like this equestrian therapy thing. So I think they use like horses in therapy with people who have autism. I don't know. I didn't really read that much into it, but that's a cool charity that I can get behind for sure. Like I would love that. So I'm so curious if I'm autistic because I have these like soft core, what people would colloquially call fucking fucking OCD traits, which I know are not technically OCD. OCD is not just like, oh my God, I want everything neat and tidy, but I have that to like such a ridiculous extreme that I get super fucking hyped and excited about my life being streamlined. Like a really nice fold on a towel now is like my big thing. It just gives my heart joy. But some of the things, the bigger things that I've been working on are trying to cut down on drinking when I do drink, and trying to come to terms with why I can't do that as easily as I feel like I should be able to. And I think I've really hit the nail on the head with it this last week. And so I have like a fear of missing out only with my boyfriend. I have a fear of also being left behind because I'm the only person that doesn't drink. And I also can't stand being around people when they're super drunk. And I also can't stand being out as long as people who get drunk can be out. So I'm like, if I don't drink, I can't hang out with any of Hunter's friends with him because they don't do anything other than drink. And he doesn't even really want to do that kind of stuff anymore. So we're both tapering back together, but it's like a hard transition because they are very much like, if I'm going out, I'm drinking people. And I've wondered, because I'm such a confident, happy person and I love where I'm at, and there's like nothing at all that I would change. Like if I was alone, I wouldn't take a drop of alcohol more than like once a year like I used to. I have like an honest like hatred for them because I'm like blaming them for making me do something that is against my values when they're not making me do anything. I'm like choosing to do it. And yeah, sure, every choice is my choice alone, and obviously there's some hardship that comes with making that decision and making that choice, but it's still my choice, you know? So like it's unfair when I have such a like distaste for, like, sometimes I'll just be like, ugh. And then like I know a lot of people can do the whole thing or like to do the whole thing, and this might be like some autism too, but like I do not. And it's also like, it could also be like anxious attachment or just my preference, but I'm not interested in having like 2 separate lives from my partner. And I'm also not interested in having a partner that I feel like is holding me back to achieving my goals. And Hunter's really good at not doing that. Like I said, I'm constantly like ranting and raving about how fucking amazing it is that we like achieve everything together. Like this weekend, which I'm going to show you guys, or I'm going to tell you guys about, I guess, to illustrate how proud of us I am. We did a hike that I'd been wanting to do for over 5 years called Wilson's, or Mount Wilson. It's in Red Rock. It's the highest of those like peaks in the front of Red Rock that you can see when you drive through. I don't know if you've ever been to Vegas, but skip the strip, I promise you. Drive 20 minutes out to Red Rock. I think it's a natural conservation area. It's not like a national park or whatever, but it is a conservation area, and you got to pay to get in, make a reservation, been now since COVID. And it's fucking gorgeous. It's so cool. Or go to Lake Mead. Lake Mead's a little lamer, I guess, especially if you live near water yourself at home. It's not that interesting. You gotta see Red Rock. There's so much beauty in the fucking desert. It never gets old to drive through that fucking 20-mile like loop to look at stuff, and there's tons of hikes in there. Anyway, a lot of people don't know about it and just go, they're like, oh, Vegas is just the Strip. That's not true. I mean, Vegas is awful. I hate Vegas, but there is some beauty in the nature around here, and you're very close to a bunch of really cool outdoorsy things. So anyway, it's the biggest peak in there. It stands at 6959, and I think we start at like 3,000. So we did that on Saturday after having a drinking night, which is the thing that I'm super hyped about this, that we figured something out. Okay, so Hunter and I have figured out a way to only have a few drinks or even none at all and still enjoy the time and still get a little bubbly and a little giggly. And I have started using this app. I'm not gonna like share what we're doing because I can't, I guess, but it helps a lot. Wake up, no hangover, very happy, like still have a good time. You know, we have the cognitive function at the end of a couple hours to be like, yeah, let's just go home. So what happened was his best friend invited us out. I love his best friend, by the way. Invited us out to watch the UNLV game at a bar. We're like, sure. I'm like, how many drinks should we set as our intention? I just got the app called Sunnyside, which is basically like it can be very depressing because there's like a community page with people who literally have alcohol addictions and stuff like that. And I felt like I was not really supposed to be getting this app as someone who's just like, yeah, I drink like once or twice a month and I just want to make sure I don't black out because I'm a lightweight. You know, like that's really why I want to do it. Or like, I don't want to fucking have like 2,000 extra calories in fucking drinks. You know what I'm saying? Different than like, I just crashed my car and got a DUI and like everyone fucking, like that's not me and that's on that app too, for sure. But I like tracking things. I like fucking metrics and objective measures and stuff. As you know, I'm like super hardcore on the like tracking my macros, my calories, my fucking workouts, everything, Fitbit, all that stuff, MyFitnessPal. So I got Sunnyside to actually set an intention of 3 drinks for that night, and we stuck to it, and it was great. And we got home by 9. We left right after the fucking game. Often when I start getting a little tipsy and Hunter starts getting a little tipsy, we're like, let's keep this thing going. And then we end up like waking up the next day, him having a hangover, me having like kind of a hangover, but like not good sleep at all, way too many calories, way over calorie, and I'm farther away from my goals. And for what? Like, it's never ever warranted. It's never ever worth it in my head, personally, for me with my values, to stay out late and to drink a lot, like ever. Like, I don't ever want to do that. We ended up coming home at 9 and we actually ate our meal prepped meals, so I was just breaking even for that day. Normally I would be like 1,000 calories over, and then like I'm actually starting to get hangovers now, which is horrible. I don't know how Hunter has been doing this for like almost a decade, actually getting hangovers, because I just started getting hangovers, and every time it happens I'm like, I don't ever want to do this again. And that would be that if like I was alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I didn't have, like, I would just drop all of my drinking friends, which I don't really have anyway, or I don't have at all anyway, and I would just become a hermit and never do it again. It's so awful. So we wake up 4 a.m. in the morning for Mount Wilson. We go down there. It was a 10.5 mile fucking hike, guys. Like 10.5, or did I say 10.5 miles? 10.5 hours. 10.5 hour hike. Oh my God. You start, it's like flat because you're doing like First Creek. You start at First Creek and you go around the back, but you go up this gulch and it's like rock scrambling the entire time. And I was like, so like, I want to get this done, that I usually, when I rock scramble, I take a look back and I'm like, all right, am I going to be able to get down this easily as I got up? Because it's much easier to get up than it is to get down in some situations. And like, sometimes it's super sketchy. Like, you can't find your footing. You got to go backwards against the rock. There's no handholds, but you can kind of like get yourself up there, you know? I did not do that this time. So the way back was a little scary. Had 1.5 panic attacks. But anyway, we go up and it's like fucking like 4 miles of just like straight, like super high incline, super sketchy, like rock scrambling, some bushwhacking, not a lot. And then you get up there and it's just like really steep scree for like another 2,000 feet of elevation. Total hike elevation was 3,500, a little bit more than that. That was the most elevation I'd ever done, even counting the 14er. A 14er is a mountain in Colorado that is 14,000 feet or above. Astro, go charge. I see him about to fucking run into my equipment right here. But yeah, so like when we did a 14er, we were up like 14,000 feet of elevation. This was only 6,000. And the only hard part about that one was like, it's crazy how much high altitude affects your breathing. Like, I was so nauseated. I could barely breathe. I was taking like 3 steps, needing to take a breather. It didn't matter how like fit I was. It didn't matter that I acclimated at 12,000 feet for like a whole week. It was just super hard. But this hike not only was more elevation, way more scrambling. There was zero scrambling in the other one. It was just kind of walking uphill, tons of people on the trail. There were no people on this trail. Yeah, it was brutal. We stopped at a certain point and sat down and had lunch before the top. Usually we like to make it to the top before we have lunch. Even Hunter was like, dude, like, it's okay if we go back. Like, he clearly wanted to stop. He's like, I'm sick of the fucking scrambling. Oh my God. And I was just like, you know what? We gotta do this. We're so close. I'm gonna be so happy. And we did it. And it took 10.5 hours. We got to the trailhead at 5:30 and we got back at like fucking 3 or 3:30 or something like that. Insane. Fucking insane. But I did it. We got to the top. It's something I've been wanting to do for so long. And it just felt so good, guys, that I was able to do that without having like a shitty fucking hangover or something from the other day. And like, it just changes the trajectory of your whole life. Cause now, not only am I like, you know, 1,000 calories closer to my goal, or maybe even 1,600 calories closer to my goal because I didn't drink that much, but like, I achieved something. I felt good in the morning instead of waking up the next day and feeling like shit. I really like what Dr. K said in one of his videos where he talks about how like, what you do today is setting a better loadout for tomorrow, and setting the intention on the app, the Sunnyside app, like really helped so much, because I was like, oh, it was like a conscious thing, like that's my third beer, all right, I'm done. But I don't know, it's just been so great. Like I now I bought a few more sheets for the family, for the house collectively, for Christmas, to make it more like homey, because we have not been doing stuff to make our current house homey, because it's not our house really. Like we're trying to find our own house, and we're kind of staying in a house that his dad wants to move into and his dad technically owns. And it's just a really, like, everything about it was built not the way we would do it. So if we were to stay in that house, not only would we have to update everything just because everything is kind of crummy, but like not working kind of crummy, but then it's also ugly as fuck. Like whoever designed that, oh my God, like they had zero fucking taste. Like they went in and they were like, oh yeah, this is a custom build, let me pick this and this, and then they picked like the grossest things possible that shouldn't even be offered as an option. So we never had any inclination to like stay there forever. But I've come to realize that I just really love like little tidbits of homemaking in the morning. I know you guys know, if you followed my channel long enough, that I don't like New Year's resolutions. I think it gives people, like most people, an excuse to just say they want to do something and then never get it done because of the hype of the holidays, you know? That's why everyone's in the gym right after the new year, and they're in there for like a month, and then they're still fat as fuck next year, and they don't actually, I think it's a bad way to live your life. So for me, I'm always in the middle of some kind of project that's improving my life, and it brings me so much fulfillment. And I have little things like, you know, trying to make my fucking, all of my succulents and my fucking avocado trees grow. And then I have like different things, like this year we're picking up the hobby of snowshoeing. Hopefully we don't die, because we're starting with mountain snowshoeing and not like some Midwest flat snowshoeing. But I don't know, if we die doing what we love. Hopefully, you know, we die quickly, because what we love is not suffocating in freezing cold ice avalanche. But I don't know, whatever. So we're picking up that hobby. Last year I picked up rollerblading. I want to continue with rollerblading now that it's getting not hot as fuck, actually frigid as fuck. It would probably be a nice time to rollerblade, get my blood pumping. I'm always trying to improve my body. I'm just like, it brings me so much joy to do stuff like that and to live that way. And like, I could not do it without Hunter. We just have this one little thing where he's like transitioning from a life of like frat boy stuff, and still has some of those frat boy friends that aren't really moving away from that, or like don't have the same goals we do. Just as I tell you about how I had like anger toward them, it kind of melts away now. Like now I have more understanding for them and less anger, because I just like, they're fine, there's nothing wrong with them. But you've heard the way, did you guys hear that? What was that? You've heard the way that I've like talked about them. Like it's clearly with disdain, and you don't usually have disdain for people unless you know you're projecting onto them or something. I don't have disdain for pretty much anyone except for these people that are supposed to kind of be my acquaintances or friends. And I think it's because like I just didn't realize that I wasn't living. I have anger toward things when I'm not living within my values, and it's more just like an anger at myself that I need to use to fuel to make myself better. So if it happens that like I end up just being the sober person that like hates it and goes home early, and if it happens that like, you know, Hunter and I are not in alignment, like I will be fine, you know. And I have to remember that I always have to live within my values. So my question to you guys is, are you guys always living within your values? I feel like a lot of people seem angry at me, angry at life, angry at other people, and I feel like it's just because they're projecting their anger for not living within their values onto other people, because it's been so long since I haven't lived within my values other than this drinking thing. And like, cause it's so bad bad for you. It ages you. It's like everything's bad for you, and I don't even enjoy it that much. Like, I like having a few drinks with Hunter alone, and I like having like 1 or 2 drinks and staying out for like 3 hours max with other people. Like, that's the max I want to do. I just want to dress up cute and go out and then like get a little fuzzy headed and then go home and eat right and get a good night's sleep. And like, I want to do that like once every other month, like maximum. I do not want to have that be the foundation on which I build actual friendships. And that's another reason why I keep them such at an arm's length, or, you know, try to, because it's like, I don't think these people are going to grow with us. So like I said, now that I've kind of lost some of the anger, I think it's just like they have a very different view on what they want to do with life. Like, I guess their aspirations are like business or something, and not so much the body, not so much longevity, not so much attractiveness. I don't know. But like, yeah, it makes sense. That's a valid way to live your life. It's just not how I want to live my life. And despite them, and even despite Hunter, if it comes down to it, which I don't think it will, I've asked him if I ask too much of him or if he wants a partnership like that, and he doesn't either. And I think we're on the same path. I'm just more angry about it than he is, you know? Like, I don't want to waste a single calorie on something I don't want to do. I don't want to waste a single hour with people I don't want to be with, you know? Or like in situations I don't want to be with, or situations I don't want to be in. So that's where I am right now. Made a huge step in the right direction. I'm super happy about it. It just feels good to have willpower and do the right thing. And I really think that the app is helping me, even though it's like every day it's just like, what's your goal? And it's like 0. I did 0 like most days. But then when I get to that one drinking day, it's like, all right, let's set a realistic expectation and try to fucking go under it, actually. Cool things on the horizon. What are you guys working on? And are you living within your values? Because I think your whole life gets out of whack when you're not living within your values. So proud of myself this weekend, just actually going off of a high from the weekend. Like Sunday after the hike, so Saturday was the hike. Sunday, perfect meal prep like always. We got that down to a T. That's a non-negotiable for us on Sundays now. We don't like, if we're hungover, if we're traveling, if whatever, if we're busy, that shit gets done still. Doesn't matter. And it's very important to us, and like that's gotten super easy now too. So just a very productive, great weekend. I want all my weekends to be that way. I like routine. I like structure. I like waking up and getting all of my home chores done, and then like, you know, being creative and just like, you know, fucking chilling. Now I'm gonna go jump on my stream, my Twitch stream, if you guys want to check me out, twitch.tv/TaraBabcock. I'm on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. PST. Yeah, I'm gonna be out of town after Christmas until New Year's, so there will be a hiatus in that, plus the Spicy Friday streams, which are at 12 p.m. Pacific on the Spicy site, VIP. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I feel a little bit more all over the place than usual. Do you guys think I'm autistic? Do you think I would actually like test positive for that? I feel like I'm so different than everyone else in the way that like my brain works, but it's not anything. It's like, it's not ADD. I definitely don't think I have ADD. But then they say most people who have autism have ADD. I've always just felt like I was different, more analytical. Hunter definitely thinks I am. He's like, dude, you have no, he thinks I have no social cues, but as I always like to remind him, I have social cues, I just don't care about them, because like that doesn't fit within who I am to just pretend to fit into society. Like, that's not me, you know? But I mean, that could be like an autistic thought too. Like, maybe the fact that I can really turn off the caring about what anyone else thinks is part of that. But I don't know, it would have to be some like very low on the spectrum light stuff, or like something specific. I'm not a savant in any way. I mean, none of these things are required for me to have a diagnosis for that, but like, I just feel like I'm an individual, and I don't know what everyone else is living with inside of themselves. I swear to God, the tag on here is like itching the shit out of me. You see me like itching my side, I got like the rabies, you know? Anyway, I love you guys. I'll stop rambling at you. I got other things to film. I will see you guys soon, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good weekend.